Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ladder Division 5. We have a guest commentator today, one who's been in here with us before. It's Ambrose from Division 4. And now,
Hello.
what do you think about this division? You think it's a very, very competitive one? You think that there's a clear winner here? What do you think?
I think there's a couple clear winners here, and this is my personal opinion. For some of our better people in this division, I would see Jeff, Borchries, and Abyss on our higher end players. Abyss starting a bit out later, so he's going to try to prove himself. I could definitely see Jeff try and promote back up from after his demotion in Division 4 last week. I could also see Borchries moving back up. Also, if I could see moving up. There's definitely some gap between these players, I would say, as well, with Atomic and Ebac being some newer players, which may put them at a disadvantage.
Right, well,
But overall, I think this would be a good division
so we are
since
going
the actual
to
match.
confirm the readiness of our players real quick,
Mhm.
and
Yes,
we
I
can
would
go
also
ahead and
like.
get started.
Yes. Sadly, we were unable to stream Division 4 today.
All right, here we go.
And we're beginning the match with Alliance seeming to be able to grab more notes from the center line, but they're also doing a double waffle strategy here. Looks like, could we get names on here? Looks like I would want to say Borch Trees and Jack Queen, both on waffles. There we go. Jeff and Borch Trees both on waffles. Very interesting. I'm actually very surprised to see Jeff on waffles. I haven't seen him do that for previous 2 weeks of competition. A very close match though. Abyss is amplified for this Blue Alliance. Jeff trying to play some counter D though. I'm not exactly sure what Jeff's plan is on waffles. I've seen him play other robots, so this is a slight surprise to me. A very close match. Your Queen going in and putting one of the amplified speaker. Jeff will be doing that as well, along with Borch Trees, giving them a good lead over this Blue Alliance. But still very close between these two alliances. Abyss, a very good cleaner, as we've seen before, and along with Borch Trees. It's going to be a difference of who can score more notes in these amplified cycles. Jeff taking a steal off of a blue, which is going to mean Abyss will have his main note. We also have Red amplified with Jeff and Borch between, so that's Beagle. 50 seconds left of a match. Red Alliance with a side advantage by 12 points. Abyss is about to amplify, it looks like. Try and play some defense on for Fido full edge, okay? Blue is amplified. Red is gain weight to amplify. 30 seconds left of a match. Blue has a good lead over Red of about points. 16 points. 20 seconds left. We're approaching endgame right now. Blue Alliance is ready to amplify. Red Alliance is ready to amplify. Neither side really has notes for the amp cycles. Red Alliance starting now amp cycle. Blue Alliance starting now amp cycle. It's going to be a very close match. 8-point gap. It looks like the Blue Alliance has been able to take the lead though. The unofficial score looks like it's going to be 155 to 177. I don't think that was any auto D though.
Looks clean to me.
Okay. So that should
This
be our
first
first
match
match.
turning in favor of the Blue Alliance.
It's
And
going to
upset in
be
my head, I was definitely thinking that the Left Alliance was more,
yeah.
the Red Alliance
I
was more
think
posed to win here, but I think that their strategy just meant that they did not have enough notes, not enough cycles, and we can see that
yeah.
through Abyss's contribution here.
I was
133
yeah,
points.
I was very confused when Jeff was also playing Waffles as well. Double Waffles is just not way for play there. Unless you're double cycling, I just don't think it's for play. Especially since we've seen Jeff usually play different robots like Citrus and Mini Drone. it's very interesting to see him be playing all about like waffles when you already have a good cleanup like birch trees.
My face went TLS matchup here. Whoopsie daisy. Um, I'm very good at my job, staff, by the way. But anyways, we're having our alliances switch out and get ready for the next match. We have Abyss switching over to the Red Alliance and Joaquin going over to the Blue Alliance here. And as soon as they
Yes.
join up, we're going to see what these alliances are running. Let's head back to the field.
I think in terms of predictions, I would think that the Red Alliance has this match
Oh,
by a
absolutely.
bit.
Yeah, I think Jeff
His
coming
his
back into Citrus gives them an
his
inherent
def
advantage for feeding. I think
I
Abyss,
de-
I've never seen him play mini drum. I think he probably is competent there. Um, but I definitely think there's a pretty high upset potential here because Atomic and Ebec are pretty good with citrus feeding, and I think if they had the consistency and the just overall performance that the Red Alliance cannot deliver with their floor, then I think we could see them come out on top. But we'll see. We're going to confirm the readiness of our players real quick. I have a C from Abyss's Alliance. I believe Atomic is also on Abyss's Alliance, so. Oh, nope, he is not. I'm just reading this wrong. Alright, well, let's get this next match underway. There we go. E-back running a center rush auto, dropping his note off. Blue Alliance looks like they're poised to win, but in overall notes, but it's actually going to be a real weak auto from both alliances, 26 to 26. Very early foul from Jeff, going to bring the Blue Alliance to a slight lead. A lot of early feeds from the Blue Alliance. Jeff is going to use Citrus's robot to play some defense on Joaquin. That's going to be very difficult to deal with as we see Abyss fly into the air after spawning into Evac. Evac lands upright. Joaquin starting the amplification period. Atomic coming back to play some counter and ends up scoring a note of his own. Joaquin has a note on top of his shooter. Not able to get it off at the moment. Trying to find a way. Jeff is just staying glued to Blue's subwoofer here. Red Alliance starting amplified cycle of their own. Abyss coming back for a double amplified shot in the speaker. We saw this strategy pioneered through the likes of Dar, Parent, and Stell. Stell using it to recently go 10-0 in Division 4. It's very interesting how this affects the viability of different robots in the lower divisions. I think that mini drone is almost a ticket to success if you can play it right. Especially in a division like this one where we don't necessarily see as many feeders. Joaquin attempting to reset himself, accidentally trying to reset the field, missing a note grab. He's going to put that note down, but the Red Alliance is going to get 3 steals off of them in rapid succession. I think we're seeing what we were saying earlier. Red Alliance is in a great position to win this match. Blue having the feeds, but they're just not in the places that they need them. 73 to 81, and is now endgame. With the right play, Blue Alliance could take this back. They have some notes on the ground. Jeff is still over on the blue side, and they have an amplification period. Let's see what they can do here in these next 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, and a missed note from Ebag means it is a tight match. I am going to verify one thing real quick before saying the match score as official.
Looks like we have some commentators that want to join us as well here. I don't know if I was muted or not, but
I believe you were, yes, until now. And I have gone back and done a video review of Honor Defense. I saw no such violations. I just wanted to make a double confirmation with such a tight match. And your final score is going to be 102 to 99 here. And we're going to get in a new guest commentator
yes,
straight from no
E-Man,
division whatsoever.
E-Man, I believe. Another good Midwest friend of mine.
Hello.
Hello, E-Man. I'm glad that you can be joining us today. What do you think of this division so far?
This division has been very decent, but
Matches have been. We've definitely seen some interesting matches, almost some upsets, if I do say so myself. The first match was an upset, and the second match was very close, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
I don't
very
feel like all
close.
of these robots. I feel like not all of these robots are on the top of their game right now. I do say
Yeah,
so myself.
I think looking at the
Because as
performance here, I think we definitely need to see some of the improvement happen on the subwoofer side of things. If you're looking at the subwoofer defense from Jeff, from frankly anyone, it's taking on a lot more power, and then the Alliances should be letting it. And there's not a lot of
and
counter defense.
personally, what I would like to see as well is I would like to see some more source defense, especially in a division like this. Source defense would be very effective. As we saw from Jeff in week 1 and 2, source defense can make the difference in matches.
It's true. Lowers the ceiling in both alliances, though, and when you're in a game for getting a point differential, it might not be worth the risk.
That is true.
Especially when you know
Yeah.
that you yourself are a capable feeder. Yeah, we're gonna get our next match underway shortly.
It looks like Atomic and Abyss are switching. Atomic coming to the Red Alliance and Abyss going to the Blue Alliance. Atomic has had a very interesting run through ladder so far. We've had Atomic in his first week was 0 and 11, even in his first week. But in his second week, we've started to see him make a comeback, coming up to Division 5. So it's going to be interesting to see how he plays with Portuguese and Jeff in this match.
I'm going to rejoin the server on my admin instance as it is unfortunately doing a little bit of stelling at the moment.
I hate it when it does.
There we go. It looks like I should be able to start the match, and we'll get underway.
Okay. Some very interesting things being talked about right now in the Discord. But
Right,
that's
here we are.
not our goal. It's gonna be interesting to see this next match coming up. I could see it possibly going either way here.
to be honest, these are two very even alliances.
Based on myself, because Abyss is very good, and so is Portuguese and Jeff. It's going to come down to how these alliances play in terms of strategy. Not that good of an autopilot for Red Alliance. 20
Looks
points
like
down,
Jeff not
only.
making any notes in auto, which is very
No.
unfortunate.
Looks like
He
some of
will
those
make
no
up for
placements.
this during this match.
Looks like some of those no placements may have been bad as well. Some of them looks like they may have been against the subwoofer. But they're all amplifying right now, though. Multiple shots going in. Portuguese missing one, but then making another one. Very close, but blue is also going to be amplified. Jeff trying to play some defense on the amp cycle. But blue and ice is still getting a good amount of notes and managing to keep their lead over the Red Alliance. Abyss climbing, it looks like, for some reason.
I think
First,
strategy that we're seeing that we don't see a lot is the double citrus feeding. It's not as popular. Just mini drone is just a lot better if
Objectively
you're good
better.
at it.
And also if those double
Jeff is
cycles
getting a
can do as
lot
well.
of steals. Looks like he has a note stuck in his shooter, but he got it fixed.
Blue
Birch Tree is
Alliance
just over there shooting notes.
Blue
Back
Alliance
and
just is
forth.
still managing to get notes, so like even with just defense, I don't feel like it was going to be enough right now. He's still doing a very good job, even though they have managed to recover that gap that we saw after auto.
Even
Looks like
though
Jeff
this
came.
is a lower division, we're seeing really low scores for 3v3s. Your scores should not be this low in 3v3s, but
Especially if you look at
who
like other
knows?
divisions like Division 4 and in like Division 4, you still see good scores. I feel like a lot of this may be for defense as well. I don't know why the scores are this low. Extremely close match.
A lot of
These two
fumbles from the Blue
alliances.
Alliance on their last amp cycle that brought it a lot closer than it had to be.
But looks like Blue is definitely going to take this still.
It was a good
Easy
recovery.
with some stone.
Absolutely a
The
strong
glitch.
recovery. I think the Red
Yeah.
Alliance just was down so much on auto, and despite having a lot of strong
Yeah.
amp periods, they just couldn't shuffle enough notes across. And I also think that Abyss was able to handle some of the subwoofer defense a lot more proficiently
Yes.
in this match, as a lot of the notes were out of his way, out of the way of the subwoofer. So I think Jeff had to maybe recognize that that was going to be less effective of a strategy in this moment. But still, exceptional
Listening a
gameplay.
lot.
Still low
Yes.
score, but it
But
was very high defense. And when you are playing defense full time, you sacrifice a feeder. So I think that's a lot of where some of the score
yeah,
differential is coming from.
I would agree. And also when
I
you're playing double
feel
citrus, you're not going to get as many notes across on the field as well.
I feel
That's
without
not forget.
defense, Red Alliance definitely could have won this. They put a lot of defense, whereas, in my opinion, I think we could have seen a red win if it was triple offense.
Yeah. I think Jeff would
Because
have been better suited on feeding.
Atomic
I
and
just don't.
Jeff are stronger than Evac and Wakid
Mm,
feeding, but
yeah. I
that
just
was last
think the
match. Let's get on to the
yeah.
next match.
The
Just
Green
wanted
Let's
to
disagreed on
see.
quickly
my.
note
Oh,
that Abyss is currently the only player who has not lost a match at this point. Very good performance from him. I think definitely performing
Yes,
above expectations.
it is definitely. I would say he's doing a slight bit above expectations. The thing that does surprise me though is that two of the people that we expected to be promoting are dead last right now.
That is
Both,
true. We'll see if these
both
futures matches cause any changes to that, though.
it looks some interesting midline rushes. Jeff missing a couple of notes though, as Jeff's gonna be cleaning up this match. It looks like gonna be an interesting change.
Tide
Blue
coming
getting,
out auto. I did not see any auto D.
nor did I.
No,
Kind of
neither did I.
close. Um,
It's been
Jeff
very clean
just moving
maybe
autonomous
around.
periods here. Abyss is just kind of sitting
Yeah.
around, not really doing anything proactive right now.
Same with Jeff as
I
well.
think
Neither
he's
of them
looking
like
for
trying to
that
really.
steal.
steal,
Gets
very,
the
very tight
steal
steal.
off.
I think that is why we have him in rank 1 right now. That's some
What?
excellent
He
gameplay.
does it again. And here we go.
Very
We
good on.
got Abyss amplifying under defense, shooting that note out of the field.
The
Looks like
same
I'm
he's
issue,
surprised.
stuck on a couple notes.
Yeah,
same
Evac
issue
has
we
some
said he
He
very.
was
makes
encountering
one
before, where he
more.
has too many notes on the ground, makes him extremely susceptible to this defense here. But he's going to get that
Evac.
extra amp cycle ready, and he's going to prepare to be able to deliver more here with a little bit more
He's starting the
clear.
amp cycle right now.
So Evac's
Um,
defense over here is actually really good right now.
yeah.
Absolutely.
He is defending
I'd almost.
Abyss the best way possible with getting 0 fouls.
But the
Jeff
disadvantage
is
of
over
that
here
is
ready
like.
to amplify.
Oh, Wedge does
Unfortunately, he's
not
out
have
of
many notes
notes.
though. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is one disadvantage when you have one of your people playing 4-time defense. You just can't get as many notes. I just don't feel Borchries is as experienced as a Fido in this situation, which is
He's
going hurtful.
definitely a newer addition to the mini drone crew, so to speak.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's a very,
Yeah.
very difficult bot to play at the highest level, especially using those double cycles.
Yes.
But he is going for them, and it is paying off in this match.
Yeah.
As his alliance partner is defending. It's a great way to still effectively feed Jeff, and we are seeing a pretty close match here. Red with a little bit of a cycle advantage here.
Personally, I would think that your queen would probably want. Yeah, okay.
We have a very close match here. Blue ready to amplify though. They're popping that amp cycle, taking the lead back. Ebac stopping the defending of the last amp cycle. That has a 1-point gap. Oh, and that last second. Oh, the last second note wasn't
trap
enough
from Birch Trees. Looks like it's going to be all the differential between these two alliances.
And I believe I did not see any auto D.
I did not either. Let's go to the results here.
I feel like the main issue in this match was with because when Abyss was going for his last second trap, I think he got bumped by Atomic, causing him to not be able to make his trap note. From what it looks like here.
Abyss tanking his first loss here, as we see Ebac take the lead with 549 total points, 2 points above Abyss. Let's bring that up now. And Jeff and Birch Trees are actually, and this makes sense since they've only played matches together, are actually tied at that exact midpoint right now.
But they will no longer be.
But now we are going to see no more Jeff and Birch Trees together. We'll see how this plays out.
Going to be very interesting to see.
You know, the thing is, Jeff and Birch Trees, they have been together all 4 matches. They are both tied at the neutral spot. But both of them have the lowest total points at 510. Ebac taking the lead with 549, but we'll see.
This only 2 points behind them as well. One thing I find very interesting is that I feel that Birch Trees will come out with the advantage of winning his matches against Jeff unless Jeff changes some of his strategy here. I feel like in terms of strategy, just isn't doing the most strategic plays here. I do say so myself.
Now we're waiting for a join from Ebac at the moment, but the Blue Alliance ready to start this match. Otherwise, the Red Alliance is, I suppose. The strategy we are seeing here, and a very common one unfolding, is the citrus feeding. It's a lot easier to pick up than the mini drone one due to the intaking capability. Blue Alliance is going to run double that. Red Alliance is going to run 1 citrus, 1 mini. But
I could definitely see Jeff playing defense along with that as well.
Absolutely,
if I was Jeff, I'd definitely try to feed as many notes possible along with that defense, though, if I was Jeff.
Yeah, we're not 100% sure what the capabilities of Joaquin are going to be this match for the feeding side of things. That will be a dependency.
I know from my personal experience, I know that Joaquin is very good on citrus feeding. As we saw at previous competitions, I know he can mini drone feed, but I don't know the extent to it. His mini drone feeding skills.
After this match, we're going to cycle off Ambrose. So let's have one incredibly commentated match. One more from Ambrose. We will call it a night for him. We'll get another guest commentator, but this match is going to start.
All right, let's get this match underway. Both alliances scoring all their preloads out of auto. Ebac looking for a note on the center line, and it's just not there.
Yeah, a triple rush for Blue, and Ebac just couldn't find anything because
Ebac can't intake, causing him to lose 5 points, but they still have enough stuff to do.
Yeah, a 9-point lead right now. Yeah.
Looking at this lead, they have a 10-point lead, and they're just trying to extend it with these amp cycles. Red is ready to amplify. It looks like they have 4 notes stashed. Abyss amplifying to take that lead back. They're tied. Birch Tree's also amplifying to try and keep his lead.
Yeah, Joaquin coming back in shooting 1. I feel
Abyss making the last second to tie it up, and Birch Tree's making 2 more at the end right there.
Personally, I think Birch Tree's maybe the slightly better cleaner here. Not by much, but I think he may be the slightly better cleaner.
I don't know,
it's gonna
man.
come
They're
down.
both really similar in skill.
Yeah, I would
I
agree.
think we could see a win out of both.
I just think that we've seen Borchis play more recently, and Abyss has not played as much in the past. Has not
I
played as
think
much in
Jeff
recent times.
is, or I think Atomic is weaker under defense. And if you watch, Jeff is targeting Atomic under the defense
Hmm.
because he knows he can't handle it. Almost getting the podium foul there. Jeff trying to steal a note, but tried to steal with the shooter. Jeff is down 24 points.
We
Red
have
just
one.
finished an amp cycle, so did Blue. Jeff's
This is
still
not what
defending. At
I
this
don't think I don't think the defense is for play right now. I just think that Abyss needs more notes right now. Abyss has
at
been
this low of
stalled
a
for most of
level,
his matches.
respectfully to everybody, at this low of a level in Div 5, I don't know that defense is the play due to just one feeder not being enough. If you look over at Abyss, he's kind of
Yeah,
starved for notes.
I would
But he
agree.
is keeping that lead nice and close. Joaquin shooting one out of the floor, or out of the, and Jeff looking like possibly trying to get back with the amp
I, d-
zone foul, but it's not going to be enough. It doesn't look like.
I
They
just
need
feel
15
that
points.
I just feel
Missing
like
the
Jeff.
trap. Joaquin's still in the way. Looking like this is going to be a Blue Alliance win.
I just feel the main thing here is that Jeff is just used to playing defense in a division where there's better feeders, and he won't have to worry about feeding himself. But now that he's in Division 5, he's going to struggle. Being able to play defense and making sure that his cleaner, still has plenty of notes, which may hurt him as these matches go on.
I do
Thank
Thank
you
think
you for
for
Jeff
having
everything,
me.
needs.
Ambrose. It's been a great night. We really appreciate your
Thank you,
commentating.
Ambrose.
We'll cycle some people in.
Yes. Yep.
Ambrose. Who we bringing in?
Coming to join us from Sub-Zero Robotics, it's
Liam.
Liam.
Hi, Liam.
Hello.
What was that? Match 5?
That was match 5. Current standings, let me pull those up. Evac in the lead, 4-1 here. Abyss is tied with Birch Trees in second, other than the tiebreaker, which is the total points here. And kind of as we've been discussing, Jeff not having as much feeding ceiling with the 1678 playing, he has the lowest total points at the moment. And in what he sacrifices with that defense, I think it's just you're seeing the matches be sacrificed, and I think you're seeing the point differential also be sacrificed. So I think he's definitely going to need to change it up to be competitive at this stage, and not demote down to Division 6, which
Yeah,
is the risk here.
I think what's really you can notice there is not only does it bring down the opponent's score with a successful defense there that he's been doing, but it really does take that toll on your alliance to only have 2 offensive robots.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in order to have that be an effective strategy, you almost certainly need a mini drone as your feeder to compensate.
Yeah, it does. It definitely helps wins matches, but in that tie-breaking category, it really doesn't help you much.
This is not an official match right here. They just were doing a restart all for some practice. We are waiting on one individual to join us, and that is going to be, I believe, Joaquin. No, it is Jeff. It is Jeff who is missing.
Maybe switching off of that citrus machine to hopefully not play defense.
Well, it
Give
looks
his
like
alliance
he's
a little
probably
bit.
going to be switching to Waffles, considering the fact that Joaquin is on a feeding bot and Atomic is also on a feeding bot. So, I'd imagine that's a
I
switch up
do
here.
think we are
Oh, yeah.
going to see Jeff cleaning. Jeff cleaning is a very strong approach. Will he have enough notes is the main question.
I mean,
I mean,
looking
that's the
at
main
Atomic
question
right
for him.
now, it looks like he's able to get across enough. It's just will the Blue Lions think to defend him?
Again, I don't know that defending is the strategy in Div 5, but prove me
Well, but
wrong.
it's about I think that you have to consider the fact that the Blue Alliance does have a competent mini drone on their alliance, and Atomic does seem to take a pretty massive performance blow when under defense. So it will just kind of depend on how they play it out. I think that this is a situation in which a feeder defense would be the most effective, but it will still be I mean, any strategy can work here. Crescendo is very malleable. You want to play the game to your own strengths and your alliance's weaknesses, and the opponent's weaknesses. And I feel like we could see a successful play no matter how they play it.
Yeah, I think it really depends on that defense move. As long as how Bertrees is feeling, if he's comfortable with having two really nice
So,
feeding robots come over to him for cleaning, he'll
so
have a large part to say about
if you
this.
could check event general, please. Sorry.
Okay. So it's going to be just one moment before we start this next match.
Looks like we're still
Waiting on Jeff anyway.
Yeah,
probably
we're just
getting some controls figured out. Anything figured out? He should be in here momentarily.
yeah. We will give him some time. No worries, no rush. I do think he's going to be able to join us shortly. Yeah, there he is.
There he is.
We'll give him a moment to practice, moment to get reacclimated to a new robot here, new role. We are going to have to get this match underway pretty shortly. All right.
All right. So, what alliance do we think is winning this? I can see it going both ways.
I can definitely see it going either way,
If
but I think
the blue alliance plays defense on Atomic, I think that may be the play due to Atomic not being able to feed as well under defense.
Red Alliance coming out with a nice lead after auto, 10 points. That's just 2 shots in that speaker that they get above the Blue Alliance. 41 to 31 right now. The Red Alliance getting more shots in. 46 to 46. The Blue Alliance is able to manage to come back as they start gear into Teleop. 1-0 into the amp for the Blue Alliance as the feeding commences for both alliances. Looking like they're going to have Ebac and Abyss both feeding for the Blue Alliance. Having Abyss take the end of the stage route and Ebac taking that nice clean against the wall. And Blue Alliance has both notes in the amp ready to pop into the speaker when they have enough notes, while the Red Alliance is kind of struggling there with Jeff. He's struggling with some intaking issues getting 2 notes in there. Birch Tree's rearranging those notes so he can get a more successful cleaning cycle, and Red Alliance pops getting a few notes into that speaker. Joaquin comes back and shoots one. Atomic comes back and shoots one. Only one of those two went in, and the Red Alliance takes a nice little lead here, but same as the Blue Alliance as they continue their amp cycle. And they're unfortunately able to get one there unamplified for only 2 points instead of the 5, which will help the Red Alliance maintain a tight 4-point lead here with a minute and 18 seconds left in the match. Red Alliance is ready to pop, missing a shot there by Jeff, as they start their second amplification cycle, trying to build on this lead that they have maintained over the Blue Alliance. Blue Alliance missing a few shots there, that might interfere with the cleaning ability on that side of the subwoofer there. 112 to 97, but Blue Alliance finishes that amplification cycle. They start to gear those notes in the amp, preparing for the next one. Red Alliance has both notes in the amp, just waiting for feeds to come over. And here we go, Blue Alliance with looking like enough notes to pop. Let's see when they do that. Looks like Birch Trees is starting to pop there. 118 to 104 right now as both alliances seem to start an amplification cycle.
Birch Trees making up for this gap that the Red Alliance is trying to pull away. Red Alliance amplified though, taking that gap or extending their gap even more to 15 points. Blue Alliance ready to amplify though, trying to build or close that gap. Birch Trees going for the single. Abyss making the double to take the lead right back. Looks like Birch Trees struggling to intake because there are notes really far in the corner. I don't think we're going to see one more amp cycle. No, we are not. Red finishing up their amp cycle. Birch Trees with the last second trap for the win.
Beautiful.
Birch
It looks
Trees
like
and Ebac.
all 3 traps on the Blue Alliance, which is 15 points there, with only a win of 13 points. That certainly was the defining factor in this match, that endgame. 161 to 174, your final score. Really nice match from both alliances there. Birch Trees seem to be successful even under some struggles there. Same with Jeff on the Red Alliance side. Red Alliance really had a lead for a long time there. Blue Alliance just kind of came back in the last little bit.
Well, at this time, we're going to rotate out some commentators. E-Man, it's been a great night. I've appreciated your commentating.
Thank you.
Liam, it's
Thank you for
also been
having
great.
me.
I'm going to be running a few of these matches solo and show you how a pro does it. I'm just kidding. But I am going to be doing some of that, and then we'll see for these last few matches when everything is on the line. Might bring on some other people to comment on that and see who everyone's going to be evaluating as the victors and who is going to be dropping out of this division. Looking back on the field, it looks like all alliances have adjusted now to their new standing. Joaquin is immobile, so I will not start the match but just yet. But I mean, you can get a lot of insights from these pre-matches. This could be a preview of how this next match goes altogether. This with that double cycling birch trees with the ability to make a lot of quick work of those cycles. I think that the Blue Alliance definitely has the point ceiling here, but Red Alliance does have Ebac, and Ebac has been on a really good winning streak so far. It's 5 wins, 1 loss from him. So maybe he has the claw armor here. We have to see. Joaquin's still not moving. Joaquin still not moving. Now, unfortunately, I cannot exactly join that voice chat and get a live reason why. I suppose technically I could, but we're just going to have some patience here, and hopefully he will join us. So I'm delivering some very consistent feeds on Citrus. He seems to have that understage path down to a T. Is Joaquin present? That is, anyway. Alright, we're gonna get this match underway. Red Alliance having 1 miss from their citrus spot. Blue Alliance having that same point amount, that 21 points. It's hard to tell at this moment who has the bonus now. It looks like it's going to the Red Alliance. 41 to 46 in Blue's favor, however. Note advantage is only half the story, folks. You have to get it in the speaker for it to be scored. However, that is still the same point value later on when it's on an amplified period. Quick double cycle coming over from Abyss. Virtue is doing some organizing of the notes he has, trying to make the most of his situation, trying to ensure that defense is less effective against him. A very smart strategy from him. And he's going to start the amplification period, waiting for Atomic to come back. A little bit of support. Let's look over on the Red Alliance here. Hey, another amp cycle to counter. Jeff scoring a very good amount, but there's still a 5-point lead towards the Blue Alliance. Red does have the note advantage here, though. So it will all come down to who can get these next cycles off and how powerful, how strong are each cycle. Is each cycle going to be? Red Alliance starting a little bit early, in my opinion. Jeff struggling a little bit with the intaking of these notes. 92 to 75, though. They are maintaining the lead. Abyss is going to try a double cycle into Speaker and is going to succeed. Birch Tree is getting a lot in rapid succession. Blue is taking a gap and running with it here. 115 to 94. 117 after an unamplified shot from the Birch Trees. Abyss looking for a little bit of subwoofer defense on Jeff momentarily. Red Alliance has started an amplification period, but they don't have a lot of notes over there. A double cycle going straight into the air. That does happen sometimes when you're not very careful about how you're managing them. Just coming back with a double cycle into the speaker is effective with it once more. This is a strat that's playing out very well for the Blue Alliance, and he's going to get another in on that amplification period. 30 is an impressive contribution number from a feeder here, as we see a 30-point almost differential between these two alliances as we enter the endgame period. Blue ready to amplify. Red is not able to respond with it. I believe this is Blue's match to win. A miss from Abyss. Hey, that rhymes. Unfortunate, though. This is going to mean that they're not going to eke out as much point differential from this match, as the final score is going to be 145 to 173. I'm so clean with it. The rhymes are just everywhere. Next match, we're going to have a lot of movement. We're going to have Abyss and Atomic going over to play with Jeff. I suppose not a lot of movement. Really, it's just Jeff moving, but because he was the first seeded, he's not actually moving. And let me pull this up for you. Abyss has officially taken the lead here, and we have a three-way tie by win-loss. Very, very close differential on point ends of things as well. This is anyone's game here. We have a lot of people fighting for that promotion to Div 4, and a lot of people are going to be, they're going to be fighting long and hard for them over these next three matches. I cannot count. Looking at these, Abyss is against Ebac in all but one. So he needs to win those matches. Very, very critical to create a differential. As long as he solidifies one, I believe he will. Well, I guess it will depend on the point differential ultimately, but he can secure a tie as long as he can win one of those. Birch Trees, always on the blue lines here, has a good chance at establishing a better differential against both. We're still waiting for two Alliance members on the field. Abyss is able to join. No, he was just respawning. That's on me. We somehow have less Alliance members now. There we go. All of a sudden, everyone joins in. We'll get this match underway very, 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 very shortly. Just want a few signs of life from the Blue Alliance before we go. Well, let's get going. Probably should have let them finish their practice over first, but... Oh. Okay, so... Hold on. Whoops. So Jeff was not prepared for that match. Okay, so... We're going to start the match officially now. Hopefully everyone is prepared in this moment. We do ask of all competitors that you try to be as prepared as possible at any given time. I know there are some certain circumstances in which that's not always possible, so we are going to be lenient here, as most members have been real punctual today. Nice to see from Division 5. And also nice to see that Auto from the Blue Lions getting their extra note and having a 10-point lead. Now, when I say extra note, I'm talking about those 5 notes in the middle. It's an odd number, and one alliance will win out as long as all notes are gotten. Rich Trees looking to get a steal, isn't able to capitalize on it though. Jeff is going to play some subwoofer defense here. And unfortunately, that's going to cost him a tech foul very quickly. Fish coming over to support. Very interesting play from the Red Alliance because they are quite underfed at the moment. Atomic is the only feeder for them. Jeff is going to get some steals off though, and it's going to help them. And Jeff is going to play some defense on Joaquin. He was trying to do that double cycle in the speaker. Not very possible to do that when you have defense played on you. Who's unfortunately going to score one of those notes unamplified. Not able to bait that podium file. Looking back on the Red Alliance, 74 to 82. Red is ready to amplify, however. Starting that, picking up the lead, 84 to 83, 89, 94. And another note makes it 99 to 88. The Blue Alliance is ready to respond. With a lot of notes in a great position. Richard is going to be real rapid fire with these if he plays his cards right. Being a little bit slow on them, perhaps a little bit just intimidated by the subwoofer defense. 110 to 111. $121 to 111. We are about to enter endgame. Blue has a cycle ready. This could be Richie's chance to establish some point differential and secure promotion. Not necessarily 100% guarantee it, but solidify a little bit more. But he is going to need to win, and it is close. Red Alliance eking it out in the last second with some very, very well done stage points. That is going to be a pretty costly loss for Evac and the Birch Trees, and Azabis will just be able to establish a 6-2 record, whereas Evac and Birch Trees are going to be both at that 5-3 threshold. Still plenty of matches turning around, though. A very close matchup here. Now we have 2 left. I'm going to bring up the Elims bracket, which is the wrong name for what this is. This is actually the rankings here. And we're going to drag in another guest commentator again. Well, now that I look, I don't believe we have any available tonight. But that's all right. That's what I'm here for. So, let's get back on the match. And this next match is going to be pivotal for establishing the difference between Evac and Birch Trees, who are currently tied in that second, third position, but are going against each other in these next 2 matches. Looks like Joaquin is a guaranteed demote at this point. Jeff still has some wiggle room to get it back above Atomic Painter, though. This match is also going to be critical for that. Looks like in order to... I'm trying to do the math here in my head. Looks like 55 points. It means a 55-point differential in Jeff's favor for him to secure or just have a chance at not being demoted. I guess it would also be secured, though. But very difficult threshold. We'll see if it's possible. And we'll get this match underway. We had autonomous periods, some quick shots from the Red Alliance. Big rushes to the center line from both alliances. We've seen that be a real common theme with this division, prioritizing just getting that center locked in. And a perfect auto from the alliances, 51 to 46. Blue is actually going to get that bonus note. This with 32 contribution very early, signifying that he scored 6 of the notes for the Red Alliance. Jeff unfortunately able to get any, and still able to have a large contribution to the match, getting some notes over playing Waffles Hybrid. Abyss is playing some pretty aggressive feet D, but he does have notes down. He is ready to start, and he is going to here. 65 to 63. Both alliances are amplified. You're seeing them stay neck and neck. Each note in the speaker is just another one, but the Blue Alliance is just not able to wrap up their amp cycle the way Red was, especially with Joaquin failing to come back with a double cycle into speaker, failing to make that big 10-point drop. This finding a clever steal after dropping his note out of his shooter. The Blue Alliance is amplifying. Joaquin missing a subwoofer shot. Red does have a very definitive advantage here. They are about 1 amp cycle ahead. Abyss getting flung up into the air a little bit by that note. And it is now 109 to 93. Red Alliance starting their amplification period. Blue Alliance ready to counter it. They will need a lot more notes than what Red Alliance has been putting up to be able to cover the gap here. Unable to get a foul on Jeff there as he went real close to the blue amp zone. Was really good at evading that G43. Unfortunately, Abyss not so good at it. He's going to get one himself. And Blue Alliance accepting defeat, going for some stage points, and it's just not enough. 151 to 137. It's your final score, folks. And let's look back at those rankings. So looking at this, if Blue Alliance wins this next match by a threshold of 6 plus, that would be 25 points, Birch Trees will pass Evac and promote. But Abyss doesn't seem to. I guess that would make him a lock, not a lock for first place, however. We are going to be saying goodbye to Joaquin and Jeff, it does look like. This next match will have an effect on who promotes, who goes up to Division 4, which has been an absolutely riveting division. It was a great one to be a part of. All the other, it was a very cleaner, dense division, but it was exceptional in a lot of ways. I did enjoy playing with them. Yeah. Let's go back to that match field where you see our final alliance today. Final set of alliances, I should say. We're going to get this match started. Oh, I'm silly. I forgot. See, in my head, I saw one more red name tag than there actually was, I suppose. Alright. Let's restart this match real quick. All robots involved. Red Alliance doing some drops, doing that rush that we've seen, but Atomic's staying back, running that middle auto on Citrus. Very interesting decision when they have a Waffles available. Both Alliances ending up with 36. I believe Blue has the note advantage. Does look like it. Birch Tree's fighting for his promotion, I believe. Rough feed from Abyss. 2 notes going outside of the arena. That is going to be some penalty points awarded to the Red Alliance. He's going to get one of those 2 in on that double cycle. Not able to get both in. We have Atomic on cleaner for Red. Very interesting. We don't typically see Citrus on the cleaning roll. It's more often used for feeding, but it is intended for a high-power cleaning robot with its drivetrain and intake. So we are going to see how it works in this role. Atomic is making the most of it, but Blue Alliance is just having so significantly stronger amp periods, and now Jeff, who is there to score notes during the amp period, is just getting absolutely obliterated by this. He was just putting the edge of his mini drone out and just preventing any shots from that subwoofer position. Double shot from Joaquin does land. It's now a 30-point differential, 40 for just a moment, 40 again in Birch Tree's favor. This is the type of differential he will need to promote above eBack, if I am not mistaken. eBack was a very early contender for that rank 1 position. But things are shuffling up as we enter the last 20 seconds of this division. In this 3rd week of ladder? Must be the 3rd week. It might be the 4th. Who knows? Blue Alliance with their amp period establishing a dominant lead, 164 to 119. Gonna try to score some more in that last little bit. And it's a 45-point lead for the Blue Alliance. Great matches, everyone. Here's your final score for that one. And in just a moment, we'll be looking at our final Division 5 rankings. So it looks like, at the end of the day, Abyss coming out on top. 8 wins, 2 losses, the most total points. Birch Trees able to eke out a points tiebreaker above eBack with that last very strong match. Unfortunately, we're going to have to say goodbye to Jeff and Joaquin from Division 5, and we will see them next week in Division 6. But absolutely great gameplay. I loved commentating this division. And keep climbing, even if you're demoted this week.